Hi, I'm back with another exciting video about MLA format. In this installment, I am going to show you how the two articles and our textbook from last week should have been formatted. So I have my online writing lab here pulled up, and I also have my Easy Writer 6th edition that we are using in this class. So I know a lot of times I refer you to the OWL, but the Easy Writer book is a really great resource as well, and it has lots of good examples and it breaks everything down really easily. I just like to use the OWL because I'm already on the computer. I can copy and paste the actual link to you guys, and then when I do my videos I can show you what I'm seeing as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use Felsenfeld's Rebel Music article, because on your works cited page it should be in alphabetical order, and that's F, and then we also have, I'm not going to even butcher our author's name for a textbook, but it starts with an R, and then we have Tan, which starts with a T. So I'm just going to go over here. I already have it set to Times New Roman 12-point font. Let me go ahead and center this and set it to double space, and we have works cited. And now I'm going to go back to the left. Okay, so if you go on the Writing Lab page, you can find electronic sources, and then scroll down until you find article on a web magazine. That's what the New York Times is. It's a web magazine. And here it is. So we're going to be using this example. You can also look in your Easy Writer on page 243. It's number 37. It says article and a magazine on the web. All right, so just looking at this, since we can both look at this at the same time, we have the last name, comma, first name, period. So I'm just going to go over here, Felsenfeld, comma, Dan, period. Then if you look at the example, we have the article and quotation marks with a period. So the article, is Rebel Music with a period right there. And now we have the magazine in italics, and so we have the New York Times. And I put a period, but actually let's confirm what that should be. Oh, a comma. And then we have our publication date. So let's look at that real quick. Okay, March 26, 2010. So let's change that to a comma to be correct. And then it was March 26th, and MLA is 26 March 2010. And let's see what's next. A comma afterwards, and then the web address. Let's go back over here, get the web address, comma, and then I have to do this paste special so it keeps the same font. And we'll just delete the HTTPS. All right, let's see what we have to do next. Next, we have a period, and then we have the access date with a period at the end. So period, accessed, and I'm just going to use today's date as an example. So 28 August 2017, and then a period at the end. Okay, now I'm going to hit enter to start my next one. So next would be Reykjavik. I don't know. I'm probably way off. So anyway, if anyone can say that correctly, I'd love to know the pronunciation. So that is a book. So we're going to go up here, and we're going to find MLA Works Cited page for a book. And then if you were to look in your, let's see, your Easy Writer, it's going to be around page 231. No, wait. Yep. 231 at the very bottom has basic format for a book. And you can keep going. It says, like, you know, author and editor both named, editor or author named. So anyway, we're just going to use like the basic format for a book. So again, page 231 at the very bottom, number 6. Or you can also look on here. And here's our last name, first name, period. So we'll do that real quick. This is a tough name. his name's John. And then if we go back over here, we italicize the title of the book. So the title of the book is A Reader's Guide to College Writing. And then we would have a period with the publisher, comma, and publication date, period. So, period. And if you look at our book, Bedford St. Martin's is the publisher, so Bedford/St. Martin's. The awesome part about this is that next semester, if I go back to teaching business writing, I'm not going to remember how to do MLA. All right, or APA. So publication date, period. So look into your book. And the publication date is sorry, 2014. So that's how our book should look. And that rhymes. Okay, so now the last one is Amy Tan. We're going to go back to electronic sources. So here's this one. This one's a little tricky because it was like, okay, I try to look up what the source read is before I gave you guys any suggestions. And if you search the word read and publication, it obviously, Google does not think, oh, read is the name of the publication. It thinks you want to read publications, so that wasn't any help. So we're going to treat it like that's some kind of like periodical of some sort. But this did come from a database, so let's go on here and find, when we do an article from a database. An article from an online database. So we're going to do it like this one. And then in your book, it's going to be around that page 243 somewhere. Actually 244 and 245 has an awesome breakdown where it's like number 1 is the author, number 2 is article title, 3 periodical title has like all that broken down, and then on page 245 it has a picture, actually very similar to this info here. So pretty cool. Alright, so we're just going to kind of follow this along, but we have the last name, first name, and there are 2 authors on that example, so we're just going to do 1. So we know her name is Tan Amy. Article title was Mother's Tongue. Let's see, or was it A Mother's Tongue? Mother Tongue. Huh. Okay, then the source was read, so we're going to italicize that. Let me just fix that. Read. I cannot capitalize today. And then let's see what's next. Next on here would be a comma after that, and then we have volume. Now this is one thing that a lot of people messed up on, and I don't know if you guys, a few of you had the same exact citation, so I don't know if you were going here and telling it to give you the citation, but this is computer generated. So it's kind of like when you try to use Word, because Word has like the APA and MLA referencing that it'll do for you. Again, it's computer generated, so it is not usually correct. So the best thing is just to look it up yourself. All right, so what did we say? We said we have a comma and then volume number and then issue number. So we have volume number 56. So comma, volume 56, number, what was that? Number 4. All right, and then let's see, do we do anything with these page numbers? Let's find out. So if you go back over here, this 4 period is telling you, that tells you how many pages there are along the article. So like grade 20, 21, 22, 23, that's 4 pages. So the next thing is you include the publication date. So let's look here, publication date, October 6th. So 6 October 2006, and then what is next? The page numbers. So then we have PP period, because there's like more than one, we have like a couple pages here. So PP period, and what were our pages? 20 through 23, So comma, PP period, 20 through, and you can just do 3 like that because then the 2 is assumed. But if it was like 33, then you'd have to add the 3. All right, next, we have a period, and then you include the name of the database in italics. So, let's see, was it master file Premiere? I'm just going to copy that and do it the same way. So, period after there, paste. Oh, I didn't even do that. Oh yeah, dang it. See, paste special. I chose the wrong one, unformatted. Okay, so then you'll see here they have a DOI, which is a, something like direct object identifier or something like that, but it also says up here that you can use a DOI or the URL. If you look at the example in your book, let's see what they use. They use a website. So if you want to see what that looks like in your book, you can. But we have a comma after that, and then we have our link. I'm just going to copy, and you need to do a shorten, so I'm just going to go from here on. Okay, so we have our comma, and that should be italicized, and then we have our link. And a period at the end. Alright, so now what you would do is you would highlight all of this, and I showed you guys this last time. On my computer it's really a pain, so let's see. Oh yeah, it worked. Sweet. You click and drag it, and then notice it did the hanging indent for you. So anyway, so that is how you do the 3 articles, or the 2 articles in the book from last week, and that is how, going forward, you need to do your citations if the discussion tells you to and if your assignment tells you to. So make sure that you do that same thing step by step. What kind of source do I have? Ooh, let me go see. I'm an electronic source, and it's an article from a website. Okay. Then you go step by step and just mimic the example. And also, remember that you can use your Easy Writer. Super helpful, gives great examples, and kind of breaks down some of the major ones, like the article from a database. It breaks that one down more than the online writing lab does. So hopefully that's helpful for you guys.